There we go. So this is a test video, something I thought of. Just kind of drew up a blank canvas over here. So just referring to my notes. Something that I thought was kind of funny about the way this is set up. So this is a free app on the Vision. Um, it's funny because it uses your persona, so you have your hands and everything. Um, totally free app. And the cool thing about it too is I can pop my notes up into the side. So where this kind of came from is I was listening to it was a podcast with Cal Newport and Tim Ferriss, and I was like, wow, this is so cool, because Tim Ferriss has been really long on like podcasting rather than video content, and I was thinking, well, content. The Vision's kind of revitalized that because now you have personas, and the reason why Tim is stuck with audio versus switching to video content, where a lot of people have gone to video content over time, is because he can do it from anywhere and it keeps things simple. That's something I thought was hilarious when it comes to the Vision. So I'm using my headphones as a microphone right now. I don't know how this, so this is Camo Studio. It's just a free app for the Vision that somebody told me about when I first got it, because they were using it to share play to their computer. Totally free. I don't think there's a cap on the recording limit either. And the cool thing about it too is you can also record your view. So that's something I want to test out. But just some of the things that I think are really cool about it is I have my notes to refer to, but it's not teleprompter. So it's just giving me ideas, stuff to bounce off of, which I think is really cool. Stuff you can build. You can build out a workplace. So it's kind of an infinite blank canvas where you just throw idea here, throw idea there. And that's the cool thing about it too. One thing I really like about it too is it's mobile. So one of the things that I know Tim Ferriss really prioritized when it came to the podcasting was because it was mobile, he didn't always have to, it was very portable, just a microphone, headphones, stuff like that, which I think is hilarious for how much that has grown, but he's also been doing it a very long time. And one thing I think is really interesting about this setup too is it's very focused. So the Vision, I'm currently on the moon recording this. I couldn't tell you what happened in the room around me. It's kind of funny. One thing that's cool is, like, I don't know, if you think about this, you lock yourself in a closet with the tools to get something done, are you going to get it done? If it means getting out of that closet, probably. But at the same time, it's kind of cool the way this all works out. I am on a moon and I pretend it's the closet, right? So I think it's cool because it also doesn't require an internet connection for any of those things. I don't need an internet connection to go on the moon. I can go to any other environments too, which is kind of cool. I don't need an internet connection for it because I can still record videos. I can still develop things. I can still throw things at that canvas, just blow it up over time. And I can also document it too. Like this, I'm documenting a simple thing. I think I can record my views, so that would probably allow me to document like what I'm seeing. So things I'm working on right now. One thing I thought was really influential to the last year, I guess, in like professional life, was stuff having to do with real estate, actually building out those funnels for finding properties over the last year. That's something that I can document, repeat, and then also outsource by saying, hey, this is how I do it. I'm not saying the way I do it is the best way of doing it, but this is definitely a pretty interesting tool. It makes it more, I guess, real compared to, and it's also not capped because there's a lot of softwares out there that are capped. So the cool thing about it too is it doesn't require Apple's features for it to work. So like the phone I use isn't even an iPhone anymore, and I have a Mac, but the keyboard doesn't work. And so that's why I actually got a different keyboard, because I wanted to mainly use this device and I needed something that had pass-through capabilities. So it works out really well. It does work well with the AirPods though too. Gives you a nice clear background, but at the same time, it's not required. And the cool thing about it too is you can explore with it. So record my view, overlaying other video content, all sorts of stuff that you record using this device. I mean, there's just so much it's capable of. It's like, even though this wasn't the goal of the original iPhone, it's like seeing the original iPhone develop once again in a different form, which I think is what one of the very first thoughts was when it came to the Vision, and it's just kind of developed more over time. Personas are totally different than what they started off as. I probably wouldn't be comfortable recording this kind of video because of how ghost-like the figures were, and then this is a lot more realistic. I've got a nice blurred background. The hands are pretty solid, actually better than AI hands. They got the right amount of fingers, and it's cool because it's just so clean. The audio quality is really good too. I've tried other apps. It's just not as good. It's like, I don't know. You set up an iPhone to try to record video, and it's not as easy to do as this. There's a lot more friction. And this, I just tossed it up and I'm like, hey, let's just give this a go. And the cool thing is I have my notes right there. It took me 2 minutes to type up some notes, and I already have some ideas on that blank canvas, kind of going back to where we started. And you can continue to throw things, even recorded content. And then the other thing too is this is scalable. It's something that, of course, I don't know that everybody's going to be totally used to personas. Right now, I know the audio and video probably don't line up as well as they could. Facial expressions, there is something that's missing, just because it's not going to be as clear and crisp as the real thing. But at the same time, I mean, for what it's worth, for the point you want to get across, I think it's perfectly bearable for now. I think there's already, I mean, it's only 6 minutes in, and the amount of items that covered in this amount of time, I think have a lot of opportunity for this kind of device. Now, it's not going to replace having those conversations in the same room. Like, we're not going to strap on a Vision to have a conversation in the same room. But to have those conversations across these, like, people are already doing it as for like the workplace. But when you look online, there's not a lot of people that are utilizing personas for other ways yet. And the cool thing about this too is, going back to those phone calls, is you can amplify the outreach of content because, number one, it's scalable. You don't have to, I mean, you can record from anywhere, anytime, and it's going to look the same. Or you can update your persona over time and reflect that too. But it's something that you can repeat. You can also use different backgrounds, different stuff like that. I really like this background, but at the same time, how many different things could I spend time unpacking using this background? And it wouldn't get old. I mean, maybe it would get old, but at the same time, I think being able to just document those things over time gives you stuff. It's like a sounding board too. So even doing audio to text, I could extract that from this video just because I decided to take a note in this time. I can't say that it's any different than doing just an audio note and then doing audio to text. But at the same time, I think this is able to be a little bit more focused of thought, I think. I don't know that I would very often just lock myself in a room with a computer, read off of my notes, and record it into an audio recorder. I think there's a lot more personal approach by using this video approach. So I think it's really cool. I guess that's a couple of just early thoughts on utilizing personas. This app is really, really cool. I still can't believe it's free. Hopefully this is kind of interesting. At least it'll be cool to look back on and be happy that this is something that exists.